Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello guys, today I am going to explain you about the important terms from soil and water chemistry and useful bits for JRF. Let's start the questions. The quantitative and volumetric technique used to determine the concentration of an unknown solution by using a solution of known concentration is known as in the presence of indicator is called titration. What is the process is called titration means if we want one unknown solution, it is the analyte to the known solution will calculate by doing this titration method. The method used to determine the quantity of analyte based on the mass of the solid, it is called the gravimetric. Gravimetric means used to determine the quantity of analyte. Here we determine the unknown solution. It is a titration. Quantity of analyte is the gravimetric method. Total solids in water is estimated by the gravimetric method. To estimate the total solids, we use this gravimetric method. Next, conductometric titration means determine the quantity of analyte based on its changes in the electrolytic conductivity. Conductometric means in the word only we have to know that to know the changes in its electrolytic conductivity. Next, refractive index of a medium. It is the ratio of velocity of light in the air to its velocity in a given medium. It is the refractive index. Calorimetry means it is a measure of light absorbed by the solution at visible spectrum wavelength in a calorimeter instrument. By using this instrument, we'll measure this amount of light which is absorbed by the solution. We calculate by using this calorimeter. Next, it is a solution of accurately known solution or the solution whose concentration is known as standard solution means known concentration. Analyte is the unknown concentrated solution. Solution which is not known, it is an analyte. Next, redox titration means it is also known as oxidation reduction reaction. Next, nepheloturbidimeter. Why we use this meter means to measure the turbidity present in the water, we use this nepheloturbidity meter. Next, the primary standard means it is the sodium thiosulfate. It is the standard solution. It is having the value 0.025. It is the standard value. Secondary standard is the NaOH. It is the alkali. Next, solute means it is the dissolving substance, metal or salt we use for this. Solvent means it is a dissolving medium. Solute is the substance, solvent is a medium, it is a water. Next, distilled water means pure water and salinity, salt and other nutrients are nil. It is the distilled water means it is a very pure water. No any minerals or nutrients, nothing is present in this water. It is the distilled water. Standard curve. Standard curve is the graphical method. For find out the unknown concentration of analyte, we use the standard curve. Next, normality. It is the gram equivalence of solute dissolved in the 1 liter of solution is the normality. Use this. Molarity means the moles of solute by liter of solution. It is the molarity. pH meter is used to measure the pH. pH, it is more than 7 means alkaline condition, less than 7 means it is the acidic. It is the acidic condition in less than 7. More than 7 is the alkaline. And pH is 7 means it is equal to 7 means it is a neutral. Here scale is given by ASP, Sorensen and electrode, and calomel electrode is used for pH meter, and transparency is measured by Secchi disc. It is like round. It is having 2 light bands and 2 dark bands. It is the Secchi disc which is used to measure the transparency in the water. Next, diameter of Secchi disc is 20 centimeters. LEC full form means it is the light extension coefficient. Type of soil suitable for the construction of fish farm is clay loamy. Mostly we use this clay loamy because it is not very thin. It will not absorb more amount of water. It will not lose soil. So we use this clay loamy soil for construction of fish farm. Next, acids or soda. Acids are sour in taste, turn blue litmus red and dissolve in water to release the H plus ions, or it is in a proton donor. Is the acids. It turns from blue litmus to red litmus. It is the acids. Bases means it is bitter in taste. It is turns from red litmus to blue. It is a base. Next, conjugate acid of water is the HCO3 hydronium ion is a conjugate acid. Acid name comes from the Latin word is the acidus. Bases are the bitter in taste. Acids are sour in taste. Remember this, and have a soapy touch for base. And it turns from red to blue litmus and give the hydroxide ions OH minus in bases. Water is a universal solvent, and the soil phosphorus analysis we use this perchloric acid as a strong oxidizing agent, and dominant ion in seawater is a chloride ion. Dominant gas in the surface water of the ocean is the nitrogen, dominant gas in the oceans. Next, the density of pure water is maximum at the temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. Density is maximum, and the density of seawater is minimum at the temperature of minus 2 degrees Celsius. So it is the minimum. Next, study of soil is called pedology. Dissolved oxygen method is used. The Winkler's method for analysis. Sodium thiosulfate is used as a titrant. It is an indicator used as starch. Next, dissolved oxygen source. It is the photosynthesis and atmospheric diffusion. PAR is the photosynthetic active radiation. Ammonia is the endophenol method. Phenol hypochlorite method is used. Next, phosphorus is the used to for measuring the phosphorus we use this ascorbic acid method mostly, and for nitrate we use this cadmium reduction method, and for estimating the nitrite we use the sulfonamide method, and for salinity we use Morse method, and for carbon dioxide we use the NaOH as a titrant. Chemical oxygen demand is the cadmium reduction method as use potassium dichromate as the oxidizing agent here. For phosphorus analysis in water sample collected in a glass bottle but not in a plastic bottle, because the plastic also have the amount of phosphorus triphosphate is present in the plastic, so we use this glass bottle for the analysis of phosphorus. Next one, Munsell chart. It is used to measure the soil color. By comparing the soil color with this paper, we can estimate which type of soil is it. And insoluble precipitate formed when two substances are reacting, it is the precipitation titrations. The change in direction of light, bend of light when it passes from one medium to another medium, it is known as the diffraction. Calorimetry, it is the Lambert's law and Beer's law. For measuring these laws, we use this calorimetry. Next, Lambert's law means it states that when light passes through a solution of a constant concentration, the absorption by the solution is directly proportional to the length of the solution. It is the Lambert's law. Simply, we can say it as the intensity of light decreases with the length of the solution. It is the Lambert's law. Beer's law means simply we can discuss as intensity of light decreases with the concentration of solution. It is the Lambert's law is for the length of the solution. Beer's law is for concentration of solution. Remember these points. Next, conductivity. Conductivity is used in the Morse law. Acidity means we use the H plus ions. For alkalinity we use the OH minus ions. And for salinity we use this Morse method. Refractometer, it is an instrument used to measure the salinity in the water. We use this refractometer. Next, indicator used in the estimation of carbon dioxide is a phenolphthalein indicator. All of you remember this, all of these indicators and what type of methods is used for which calculations, we have to remember this. This is an important bits for JRF as well as our exams. Indicator used for the estimation of alkalinity is a phenolphthalein indicator. Next, pH of phenolphthalein indicators is 8 to 9. Liming, add lime to pond to increase the pH. If the pH is low in acidic conditions, we use this lime to balance it to neutral. In acidic conditions, we require lime. In this, Quicklime. Remember this formula CaO for quicklime. Slacker lime means CaOH whole power 2. Next, gypsum is added to the pond to reduce the pH. I said no, in basic conditions we use this gypsum. Next, zeolite is added to the fish pond and it is also called the health stone. Zeolite is the health stone. Next, density. Density, it is the relationship between the mass of the substance, how much space it takes up. Mass by volume is known as density. Next, the reagent which is pure stable has relatively high molecular mass and remains in a solution without undergoing any change in its concentration is known as primary standard reagent. Next, the total amount of dissolved salt present in the body of water is known as salinity. Means the amount of salt is present in the water is called salinity. Saline soils means saline soil are having the more cations like calcium, magnesium and sodium. More cations are present means it is the saline soil. Saline soils are also called the white alkali soils because it appears as a white patches after drying. Next, black alkali soil is a sodic soil. Organic soil means humus. Humus means it comes from the dead plants and animals. It is more, in humus is more, so it is the organic soil. Next, acid sulfate soil means the presence of ferrous sulfate. It is known as acid sulfate soil. Rocks, the rocks are dominant in the SAIL is the silicon and aluminium having more amount and it is more dominant. Soil porosity. Porosity means what? It is a space between the soil. Voids present between the soil. It is known as the soil porosity. Soil organic carbon means by using these methods we will estimate this organic carbon by Walke and Black method. Soil profile. It is a vertical section of soil from the surface of soil to the depth where the soil meets the underlying rocks. Until where the rocks are present, the soil in between these space, it is known as soil profile. The quantity of oxygen required or demanded by the microorganisms to oxidize the organic matter in the water sample at specific time and temperature is known as biological oxygen demand, BOD. The ranges in BOD is very important for measuring the water quality management. Next, solids in water that can be retained by filter paper using with a pore size of 0.45 is used for suspended solids. Next, Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is scattering of light in a pond. It is the presence of more suspended solids in the light. It is a Tyndall effect. Next, solids are in water that can be passed by filter paper using a pore size of 0.45. It is also 0.45 for dissolved solids and also for suspended solids, same pore size. Next, turning the blood and gills brown in fish is called due to the nitrite toxicity. In place of hemoglobin, it is appears in the red color. When nitrite is placed, it appears as a methanoglobin, so it occurs the brown color gills and blood. Then fishes is affected by this nitrite toxicity. High concentration of nitrate in water, it causes a eutrophication. It is due to the over nutrients and high concentration of nitrate, and dissolved from form of phosphate is known as orthophosphate. Hardness of water is due to the presence of calcium and magnesium salts. Mainly these salts indicates the amount of hardness is present in the water. Next, manual method for hardness estimation is the more soap required to develop foam. It is the soap wasting property. Next, alkalinity. Alkalinity is the measure of all titrable bases alkaline condition. In all titrable bases, we measure this alkalinity. Next, nitrification is the process of conversion of ammonia to nitrate. First, ammonia to nitrite, NO2 minus to nitrate. It is in the presence of nitrosomonas bacteria. It is from nitrite to nitrate in the presence of nitrobacter. It appears, this process is known as nitrification. Next one, the conversion of nitrite to nitrate is by bacteria, nitrobacter. Conversion of ammonia to nitrate by nitrosomonas. Next, water molecule joined to another water molecule by using this hydrogen bond. Soil is formed by mechanical weathering or chemical weathering. or biological weathering. Weathering means what? Weathering means the breakdown of rocks, and through this the soil produces the phosphorus, sulfur, etc. Chemical weathering and disintegration, it is the example of physical weathering. Decomposition is the example of chemical weathering. And composition of soil, what type of ingredients are present in the soil is the mineral matter, organic matter, pore spaces, and water and air is present in the soil. Integrated soil sample. Integrated means mixture of sample with various points of area. It is prepared by the collecting and mixing of samples collected from the different points simultaneously. Should collect randomly from different places and we can mix whole the soil. It is integrated. Next is size of the clay particle, means what is the size of clay is the less than 0.002 mm. The angle between two hydrogen molecules is 105 degrees. Pore space, it is the empty space. Soil structure, which can be arranged in relatively thin horizontal plates, is a plate-like soil structure. Next, the bulk density means the mass of a soil structure which arranged in relatively thin horizontal plates is the plate-like soil structure, and the mass of soil per unit volume of a dry soil including the pore space, it is the bulk density. And EDTA means Italian diamine tetraacetic acid. It is a chelating agent used in the estimation of hardness. Next, strong acid. Which is a strong acid? All of you know that HCl hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. Weak acid is the acetic acid. Remember those formulas. Next, carbonic acid is a H2CO3. Carbonic acid. Normality of H2SO4 is 36. Normality of Na2H2O3 is a 0.025 N. It is a standard sodium thiosulfate. Next, the buffer. Buffer is an aqueous solution that consists of a mixture of weak acid and its salt, or a weak base with its salt, a basic buffer. It changes very little when a small amount of strong acid or base is added to it. Then it is used to prevent the solution or pH ring. Simply we remember this formula. The solution having the neutral pH and its pH will not vary upon addition of acid or base. It is a buffer. Buffer means it is a neutral. It will not change by adding the pH of neutral acid or base. It will not change its value. It is a buffer. Next, cation. Cation exchange is the interchange of cations between the soil surface and cations in the soil solution. It is a cation exchange. It exchanges between the surface to the solution. Next, neutral salt. It is a NaCl. Next, Dokuchalev is the father of soil science. Hardness. It is a measurement of alkali earth metals such as calcium and magnesium, or hardness of water can be determined by the presence of calcium, magnesium as well as iron, which determine the hardness of water. Acidimetry. It is a measure of strength of acid, is the acidimetry. Qualitative analysis is the measure of flora or fauna in terms of numbers, is the qualitative. Quantitative means weight. Remember this, quality is measured in numbers, quantity is measured in the weight or quantity. Soil amendments are the practices used to measure the soil quality in terms of its structure and biochemical function. Clay loamy soil having the 25% of sand and 45% of slate and 30% of clay. COD is a chemical oxygen demand, BOD is a biological oxygen demand, TSS is the total suspended solids. They do not mention here the total suspended solids is the TSS. Next, and down it given total suspended solids. TDS is the total dissolved solids. Seawater have the high density, more freezing point and more viscosity than the pure water. Next, lime. Lime is used to adjust the pH. By increasing the pH we use this lime. Water holding capacity, the amount of water that a soil can store in the form of its available plant juice. It is the water holding capacity. Pore size, the percentage of pore size is 100% due to the solids. Macro pore means more pore space between the soil is a macro means more. Micro means less space between the soil. C is the cation exchange capacity. Prism like soil means it is in pillar shape, it is a prism. Block soil means block like soil, all its dimensions are about the same size and the pets are cube like width. Flat or rounded faces is the block like soil. Alluvial soil means soil or formed by the depositional work of river is the alluvial soil. ORP is the oxidation reduction potential. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more videos, you can subscribe my channel.